Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to start a new series that it's going to be about K-pop groups in general, without leaving anyone, like naming someone in specific. It's going to be about all of them and their dynamics, and how I'm going to proceed to this, because it depends on the groups, but some of them have a lot of members. Like for example, today I'm going to start reading for the Boyz. The Boyz have 11 members in total. So I was inspired actually to do this because today they released a new song that is called Maverick. So I was really excited, and I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should focus also in the group's dynamic. And let's see what the tarot has to say about this. And I also want to make a clarification, because I'm receiving a lot of recommendations, and I'm really thankful for this. Thank you so much. But at the same time, I want you to understand what I'm going to be referring to here with this reading. What I'm going to do here with the cards that are displayed here, that it's one for each member, is that these cards are going to talk about their role in the group, how they feel about it, and how it influences or probably talks a bit about their personal traits, and how this helps the group or builds the group's synergy. So because this is like an energetic reading for the group, it's not going to be like predictions for the group, for example, because I could do a general reading about their comeback and being like, oh yes, they're going to do great, or they are going to do average, or they are not going to do so great. But I wanted to add a bit more of like learning about them, that I always try to add new elements. For example, for tarot, I also use astrology. So now I wanted to also use this new perception, this new spread, this new way of seeing the members and seeing the group. So this is why it's called the group's dynamics, because the dynamic of a group, actually its definition is that it's like the social process by which people interact face to face in small groups. So it's the interaction between the members that influences also the attitude and the behavior of each other. So when they are grouped with each other, or they are in a group with each other, um, they influence each other. They affect each other's choices or circumstances. So, and we also have to take into consideration that what I say here, that is going to be about talking about each card that each member got. It's also going to be very general, and it's going to be based on constant change, because we human are complex. So I don't think that a tarot card or an astrological placement can actually define us, like forever, to be like, oh, you will always be this way because you have this and this and this, so. But let's see what the tarot has to say about the dynamic of the Boyz. And tomorrow it's going to be NCT Dream's turn. So I hope that you enjoyed it. So let's start. As you can see, there are like little tags on top of the cards. This is so I do not forget who is who, and which card belongs to who. But I apologize for my handwriting. It's awful, and I actually like placed these small pieces of tape, so it looks not aesthetic, I know. But I actually, what I'm interested in is that you get an experience, not so much about how my handwriting looks. Like, it's important the message, not so much the the meanings, but nevertheless, I will try to do better next time. Probably I will try to take a prettier picture for you in the next group. It's just that in this case, there are 11 members, so I had to, to compress a bit the tarot spread so all the cards can fit and their names as well, so I apologize. So let's start. I place Jujun. He is the first one on the left, and the card that he got is the card of the Nine of Pentacles. So Jujun, let's remember his energy. He's a Capricorn with the moon in Leo. So let's talk a bit about Jujun's role in the group and this Nine of Pentacles. This Nine of Pentacles definitely it talks about, resources, especially when it comes to material resources, because Pentacles are all about finances, and also it can apply to the body, the body, the health, and I think that in this case, what is showing me here is that there's a sense of achievement here in the case of Jujun. I think that what he brings to the group is this sense of him almost being like completed, like he seems like when you have a Nine of Pentacles, it means that you are like almost there to be considered perfect, that your situation somehow starts to bloom, that you start to bloom, that you start to see the results of all the transitions, from starting with the first coin or the first pentacle of the Ace of Pentacles, then you have the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. All of them represent an state, like in a state that you try to overcome, and as higher as you go in the Pentacles, it means and it represents all your growth, how you grow, how you see what you saw, so how you're able to see the results of your hard work. And I think that what is showing me here about Jujun is that he had done his work, and that all the attributes and everything that we see about him today, and all the talent and all the things that he has available for himself and for the group, and also the group and the members benefit from it, because Jojun is really close to be considered perfect. And this is not considered perfect just because you can be considered perfect just because you were born lucky, or you were born handsome. I think that in the case of Jujun is the accumulation, and it's like the mix of all his attributes together. It seems like you can count with your fingers, or you can like visualize like a specific traits of Jujun that can be seen in the reality. Jujun is not, of course, that a lot of fans are really blown away by his beauty, and of course he's a very handsome person, but I think that what also makes him trustworthy and actually admirable is that his attributes and everything that we admire of him is based on reality, and it's something that you can use your logic and you can see it there. Whether it's his stage presence, whether it's his dancing skills, whether it's the way he communicates, whether it's the way he moves, it's like you have physical evidence, you have like material evidence with Jujun. Jujun is not, he doesn't have a sort of like very dreamy kind of influence that you are like, okay, he's so beautiful, like I cannot believe he's real. Actually, he has this kind of realism in this is what he brings to the group. He brings to the group also this card represents prudence, and represents prudence because it's the result of all your hard work and patience that you had put in the past. So what I'm saying here is that Jujun is not like he just woke up one day and he just got lucky and became an idol. No, he did it because of a lot of hard work and a lot of him putting efforts to become a better person. So now what you get from him and now what you receive from him is actually the results of his hard work. And thankfully with this Nine of Pentacles, it's something that you can see and that you can prove and that others can see. You know, it's not a fantasy. Jujun is real. His attributes and his talents are real, are palpable, you know, you can see them, you know. And then let's move on to Sonu. Sonu, it's also, let's talk about him. He's another moon in Leo, but he's an Aries. But Sonu, he got the card of Temperance. So even though we always talk about him being like this carrier of this very fiery energy because he is an Aries with the moon in Leo. So yes, he has his temper, you know, he has his appeal, and his appeal is all about passion, you know, it's all about like moving forward towards his desires. But here he's represented with the Temperance. So I think that what he's showing me here is that what Sonu brings to the dynamic of the group is temperance. Is the ability to stay calm and the ability to stay patient and to have this almost like this blind faith that everything will work out. You know, I think that the Temperance, it's also a beautiful card because it talks about healing, you know, and it also talks that it's not easy to achieve temperance. You know, I think that you cannot appreciate it actually here in the picture, but when I look at this image, I see this person trying to balance different elements, you know, and trying to combine them. So it's like this person is combining the air, is combining the earth, is combining the four elements, you know, the fire and the air and the earth and the wind. So it means that he had somehow learned to be more in sync or more harmonized with what he has to bring to the group. I think that somehow being part of a group allows him to center himself or allows him to hold back from his passionate nature, you know, because probably he is someone that he has a lot of willpower, he has a lot of desire to make it in life, you know, to be successful. But probably if he decided to do this on his own, to do this journey on his own, he would probably have given up already, because it seems like he doesn't, even though he's very talented, it seems like he had actually learned to manage and to administrate better his energy and his willpower by being part of a group. So what Sonu brings actually to the group is that even though he is passionate, that he can be energetic as well, that he can have like this very strong desire to actually like being really loud, you know, and be really wild. Actually, he contains himself a lot when he's in a group. It's like for him to be part of a group allows him to be more mindful of others, you know, to wait for his turn, to almost to learn how to behave. I don't know if that makes sense actually, but it seems like he has all these inner desires and chaotic nature inside of him. He's very impulsive, But somehow when he is in the group, when he is with the boys, when he is with the other members, he connects with a part of himself that is very calm, that it's very like laid back, like he doesn't rush. He just stays, he waits for his chance, he waits for his opportunity. He doesn't argue or fight anyone. He's happy to be there, to belong. He actually finds that he shines the most when he is part of a group. So this is really, really nice actually. And I was thinking that I believe that Sonu it's a moon no, I'm sorry, it's a Mars in Taurus. So probably this has to do with him being able to actually refrain himself from acting too irrational, or probably to be like too aggressive or too impulsive in making decisions, and that being part of the group allows him to embrace this temperance, and to temper his own feelings and his own desires, and to learn to be like to be part of something, not only go after what he wants, just discover what he can do for others, that he can like immerse himself with these members, and that actually he can learn more about himself while being part of a group. So it's really interesting how he changes. And then we have Jonghyun. Jonghyun, that he is a Leo sun with a moon in Libra, and he got the card of the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands, and what does he bring to the group dynamics? I think that the Eight of Wands is a card that talks about speed, about fast decisions, about fast events, things that come really quickly, but at the same time, they go really fast. So probably what actually Jonghyun feels is that his influence or his dynamic in the group is all about making a quick impact, probably with the visuals of in the group, and it's like his participation probably is not that prolonged, it's not that long. Of course, that we have to take into consideration that there are 11 members, so I think that it's not that he doesn't have enough participation. It's just that it seems that his influence comes and go. Probably what this is showing me is that probably some people that just happen to come across some The Boyz content, I don't know, falls in love with his image or with his visuals, or gets really interested in a particular scene where Jonghyun is participating, and then they get interested into getting to know the boys, but then they easily move on and probably choose another member as their favorite, or probably they decide that they like other members, and it's like Jonghyun's initial influence, then it disappears, and then yes, of course, that he's loved because he's part of the group, and he's like the initiator. He's one of the members. He's not the only one, of course, but he's one of the members that probably visually he's one of the that catches the audience first impression, or first attention, and then he doesn't become their bias. It's like then they decided that they like someone, other member, but it seems like his influence is actually to open up the gate of the interest, and then some of the fans, not all, but some of the fans decide to change interest, but I think that yes, it says that his influence is really strong and it's really passionate, but at the same time that it comes and goes really easily, that it doesn't prolong very long. Probably he's very loved, but it seems like he's he doesn't stick to people's memories that long, that it doesn't have like a prolonged impact. It's like a first crush, when you have a crush of someone that you see for the first time, and then you start to see other options, and then you settle for others, and he just like stays there, something like that. Then let's move on to Hyunjai. Hyunjai, he got the Queen of Wands. So from all the first row that I'm seeing here, Hyunjai is like the queen here. He is like the king, the queen in his castle, in the sense that what Hyunjai brings to to the boys' dynamic is passion, actually, passion and a lot of I wouldn't say dramatism, but yes, a lot of pride. He has a lot of pride in what he does. And he's not a show off. He doesn't show off, but he's really comfortable with being who he is. So he knows that it doesn't matter what he does or how he does it. He brings he has a pride. I don't know if also he is in charge of like attracting fans, or probably being like a very attractive member. So he is like that one that catches your attention. So he knows his worth. He knows that he's attractive, and he's really good. He's really like he's not embarrassed because he is represented by the Queen of Wands. So he is not embarrassed about playing this role, actually. And I remember, because I forgot to mention, that he is a Virgo with a moon in Aquarius. So yes, he does have his mercurial side. He's very funny. He's not that of a conversionalist. Probably he doesn't. But he's very friendly, nevertheless. And I remembered, because I was thinking like, oh wow, he got the Queen of Wands, that is representative of the fire element. And I was like, And now I remember that he has an Aries rising. So it makes sense that he actually has that kind of presence, And also what he brings to the group, I believe, is that probably he does have a lot of stamina, or he has like a lot of physical endurance, in the sense that he can probably like dance for hours and he will not get tired. It seems like he has like a lot of energy, and that he is very passionate in whatever endeavor you put him on. You can put him in a lot of activities and he will not complain. It seems like he has like a lot of strength and also stability when it comes to his body. So if he does have to do some very challenging performances, he will not complain about it, because at least at the day of today, at the present day, he does have a lot of power in his body. It seems like he's really stable, and probably it seems like you can count on him to actually do this very dangerous stunts, But probably also one thing about Hyunjai that I think that sometimes Hyunjai can have these kind of moments of feeling a bit like a queen himself, in a sense that probably he does have a few comments or a few harsh truths that he delivers to the others. So definitely he needs to tone that down a bit, because even though I always talk about this, because when you have a group dynamic, you will always have that one person that speaks for the others, in the sense that dares to speak up about the elephant in the room. So what I'm seeing here is that him being represented by this Queen of Wands is that probably Hyunjai is that person. That you probably don't get to see this on camera. I think that this is something that they have with each other when they are not recording on camera. He's probably the one that says that speaks facts. You know, he's probably the one that is like, okay, yes, I didn't say anything, but now I'm tired, so I'm going to say what I think. And he doesn't hold back. He has a temper. He has like, he can be really straightforward, and also he can hurt some people's, especially the ones that are a bit more sensitive. He can hurt some people's prides, but he doesn't matter. I mean, he doesn't care because he actually feels like a queen. So it seems like for him to actually being able to speak up is something that he feels really proud of. And also that is very necessary for the dynamic of the group. This is what I want you to learn, that when we are talking about dynamics in the group, you know, the diversity of characters is necessary. You know, for a group to get along, is not a request that all of them speak the same language and that all of them have the same mindset. Actually, each one of them, with their differences, have a very distinctive role. And I'm not talking about the concepts that the company gives them. I'm talking about what they, with their personalities and with their personality traits, what they bring to the dynamic. And sometimes in the group's dynamic, we have some people that are like the ones that somehow create a bit of drama, but just because we have other members that probably have some issues in particular and don't speak on it or don't talk about it. So you definitely need someone to address it. You need someone to be like, you know, the one that starts the uncomfortable conversation. You know, you need someone to acknowledge this, because if you have a group of people that just speak on someone else's back or speaks with their, I don't know, with the member that they are closest to, and they don't talk about it in the group, then this is a huge damage for the group's synergy. You know, this is why sometimes people that are very like straightforward and that are very like a bit like aggressive is actually what you need to keep the energy moving. Because if you hide the truth, you know, then the group starts like imploding from inside, you know. So it's nice to have that here. So let's move on with new. I'm sorry, not with you. I'm sorry. It's Kevin. Kevin is represented by the Ten of Wands, and um, he is a Pisces sun with a moon in Capricorn. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember. I swear I don't have anything written down. I just got this burst of creativity about doing this spread, and I'm just talking from what comes of my memory and my intuition. So I'm sorry, guys, if I forget to breathe sometimes. But I'm just like channeling and I'm trying to show you what I'm getting here. And I promise that the other chapters are not going to be that long, because this is because the boys are 11 members. But in other readings, I will take less minutes, because they will be like 5-6 members or 4 members. So let's talk about Kevin. Kevin got the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is definitely a card that talks about oppression, especially in this deck. And you know, it's about feeling oppressed. I think that what Kevin is showing me here is that probably being part of the group, sometimes he does feel his energy a bit like restricted. Probably Kevin, I think I listened to a few interviews of his, and he is very artistic. It's like he's always flowing with a lot of ideas. It seems like he's very inspired and he's very connected with art. So probably the Boyz style of music, or the Boyz concept, or what they are doing right now is not a true manifestation, or like it's not the kind of music that he likes, you know, that he probably would feel comfortable working on some other kind of music, probably someone that is some kind of music that is not pop or that is not popular, probably like a more like an indie kind of song, you know, some songs that have like a different kind of vibe, because I think that he is a bit of he's a bit eccentric when it comes to his taste in music. Even though I know that he's a Beyonce fan, he also has other tastes in music, and I think that when I try to connect with this Ten of Wands and him, I think that probably he also feels like his connection with art is a bit restricted while being on The Voice. So I don't know if probably he would like to, I don't know, write his own music, or I don't know, do some activities and actually being more involved than what he is. Because I know that he does create some things, I know that he draws and that he paints, but I think that this is not enough for him. And I also think that sometimes he does feel a bit claustrophobic being part of the group. I think that there's something about Kevin that definitely is letting me know that there are moments that he doesn't feel that comfortable being in the group. I mean, his energy doesn't feel that comfortable, because probably he would like to express himself more. Probably he would like to have more freedom, and he doesn't have it, you know, in the sense that probably he does have other ideas. He would want more participation and he doesn't get it. Or probably he would want to, I think that what he wants is actually freedom. Because, you know, the oppression is a card that talks about you wanting to set yourself free. So probably, you know, being an idol is not easy for him. You know, I think that this is what Kevin's energy is showing me. And I think that sometimes this also makes him a bit sensitive, or a bit like a bit paranoid about him being able to open up to others. I think that it's not only that he feels like he's in a prison himself, or that he's like in a cage when it comes to his artistic side or his creativeness. I think that it also shows me that he also restricts himself from the others to get closer to him. There's something about him feeling oppressed, but he also not letting the other members get too close to him. It seems like he evades himself from a lot of like heart-to-heart conversations, you know, probably I know that he does get along with other members more than the others, but it seems like there's a kind of oppression when it comes to him talking about how he really feels. It seems like he's also somewhat that probably is his moon in Capricorn that doesn't allow him to be that sensitive or that emotional. You know, he seems like to put a barrier between the other members and himself, you know, to be like, okay, I'm here because of work. I'm here because I have to be responsible. I'm here because I signed a contract. You know, it seems like everything is about work, work, work. And he doesn't, and also he seems to feel like he doesn't fit in. Probably his mindset, the way he sees the world, the way he experiences music is not the same as the others. So this is why he just distance himself from the group. You know, even though he is there and he plays the part and he participates in all the activities, I think that it's hard to get to a very sensitive or emotional conversation with Kevin. You know, I think that he is close to some people, but not to all of them. And also I think that all the members, if they had to describe Kevin, they would probably talk about this in a group session. about how they would like to get to know Kevin, or they would like to get closer to Kevin, but somehow they feel like Kevin has this kind of barrier, that doesn't let you get through, doesn't let you. So let's move on to Q. Chanmin. Chanmin got the Four of Cups. So yeah, it's very Chanmin. This very, very emotional. He is a Scorpio with a moon in Taurus. But yes, this is the card of society actually. But the Four of Cups, it's actually a card where it seems like you have everything that you ever wanted, but somehow you cannot taste it. And I'm saying taste it because I can feel it in my mouth. There's this bittersweet feeling. It seems like Q, it's really satisfied with what he had accomplished with the group. But it seems like he's a bit apathic to what he had accomplished. In the sense that there are moments that he definitely enjoys being a celebrity, and there are moments where he is not happy, honestly. It seems he cannot connect with joy, with the initial joy. And I think that this apathy that he does have is sometimes he does bring it to the group. And the group also noticed this sort of insatisfaction of him. And it's an emotional insatisfaction. I think that in the case of the other ones that had like different suits, different elements in their cards, it's not a coincidence that actually Q, that Chanmin, is the only one that got a card of cups, that cups represent emotions. And the Four of Cups, it's a card that sometimes talks about you feeling numb. You feeling like you have your cups available for you. You have offers, you have resources, you have people that love you, but somehow you feel empty inside, or you feel like you cannot taste it. You feel like you have no, that your senses, the senses that rules your taste in your mouth, it's like you cannot taste it. Like it seems like it's it seems like when you don't have taste, like when you are like asleep, that you cannot taste it. Like you cannot appreciate, what you actually have. So it seems like there's a bit of insatisfaction. Yes, it seems like, for example, I think that in English you say your taste buds, that it's that sense, that you taste bud, that you cannot taste food, or you don't know if it's sweet, sour, or salty. Well, this is how he feels about his role in the group. It seems like he has things available, but there's also a sense of him letting things like things go bad. I don't know how to explain it, because I see it here in the card, and it's like when you leave things to rot, things to rot, things to putrefy, things to decay. It seems like this is what's going on with him. It's like he has the other members' love or appreciation or respect, and somehow it seems like he just cannot connect, because he's not satisfied. And he sometimes have this like emotional turmoil where he realizes that he is the one that is causing this to himself, or that he's the one that gets too complicated emotionally. You know, that he gets into this emotional outburst and he doesn't know why he has them. But he definitely is like being part of a group, or actually, like, I don't know if he's in charge of something in the group, probably he is. But it seems like he gets really emotional in an environment or in a part of his life that this part of his life is is about profession. You know, it's about you building a career for yourself. So there's a sense that he actually should try to put some boundaries to his emotional reactions, because actually it's like he hurts himself, he hurts the others. You know, it seems like, I don't know why, but I get like he gets so frustrated, for example, when things don't go his way, that he just starts crying out of nowhere. For example, in the dance practice, he gets frustrated really fast and he gets emotional. So probably for the other members, I think that they are already used to this, but at the same time, for them, it's like really like it comes to a point where they cannot understand him anymore, because it seems like, okay, yes, you are tired, we're both tired. It's like they, I don't know why, but they try to tiptoe around him to not make him feel get angry and get emotional, because it seems like he cries every time he has. So it seems like tears are a way of manipulation somehow, and it makes the other members feel uncomfortable, you know, because they feel guilty. They don't want to see him like that. But it's because this that he has, it has to do with him. It doesn't have to do with the members, or if he likes a member or not, if he feels comfortable or not. It's just that it's the way he reacts to feeling pressure. Probably he's the kind of person that he just takes on responsibilities and he just pressures himself a lot, and he doesn't give himself the time to be like, okay, maybe I need to ask for help, or maybe I need to review this because I don't feel comfortable. It seems like he takes a lot of responsibilities, but somehow it's not easy for him to deal with people. You know, probably, I don't know, if he is the leader of the dance practice, probably he's the kind of person that he's still learning to communicate effectively. You know, because when you are leading or teaching others, you need to have a certain patience, you know, you need to have like a certain composure, you know, and I think that for him, somehow, he feels a bit overwhelmed by the responsibilities, you know, and sometimes he just doesn't know how to manage. There are a lot of members, you know, and probably he does feel a bit overwhelmed. And he transmits this through his emotional outburst. And then we have Sanjon. Then Sanjon is the other Scorpio guy, and he is a Scorpio with a moon in Leo. Sanjon is my bias. I love him. And Sanjon has the Ace of Wands. So yes, Sanjon is another kind of a Scorpio. He definitely is living his best life in this case. He has the Ace of Wands, so definitely he feels like the boss here. He feels like the leader. There's a sense here with him and Hyunjai, both of them having this element of fire. There's a sense that Sanyon definitely feels comfortable being a leader. He has leader material. He has this. He feels comfortable. He just doesn't suffer. You know, he does have his insecurities like always, but he doesn't show it. He tries to bring potency. He tries to bring fire, to bring passion, to bring playfulness, to bring like this very daredevil energy, you know, like let's go, let's do it, like let's go. I think that Sanjon definitely feels like a creator when he is part of this group. He feels really like good, like it really, he loves to be the center of attention actually. So it's not that he, because I have seen that You know, sometimes there are some leaders in some groups that actually they are like really uncomfortable being a leader. Sometimes they are very shy in their nature, so they do not know how to behave. But in the case of Sanjon, what he's bringing to the group is actually a lot of passion, a lot of fire, a lot of transparency. He's also very straightforward about what he wants to achieve with the group, and he will also tell each one of them what's really on his mind. So he's very straightforward, but everything that he does it in order for the group to grow and to achieve what they want to achieve. So let's move on to Eric. Eric is a Capricorn with the moon in Scorpio. So Eric has another queen. So this is why I think that he gets along with Hyunjai a lot because he has is another queen behavior here. Eric definitely feels like he also is in power. But Eric is very aware that he is in power of that he's really good with words. I don't know if it's this because he's convincing or because he does have the ability to speak Korean and in English. So it allows him to be more communicative and to feel more comfortable, like talking to strangers or to people with different backgrounds and cultures. He's someone that also is very open to meet new people. His mindset is really open. He's very friendly. And also he is very straightforward in the sense that if he wants to communicate with you, no one is going to stop this boy from actually being communicative. I think that, and also there's a part of him that he is ruled by reason. It's like he's very reasonable. He's a guy that he knows what he's worth. He knows his worth. He knows that he has the power of the words. He also has like a lot of confidence as well as about that he is really good at speaking. I don't know why, but I think that he knows that him being really outgoing and him being really able to establish communications with different people for the industry allows him also to or that people know him or know that he's part of the Boyz, give him some kind of popularity, and that it makes him different because while the others there are more members that are more introvert and probably are still dealing with anxiety and thinking about what's their worth or what they can bring to the group. Actually, I see Eric being really comfortable in who he is, being like, I know what I want, I know what I'm good at. So Eric has a lot of confidence. And I can see that probably in the future, actually, this kind of confidence that he has, it can clash with some other members' egos, especially because let's not forget that he's the magnet, that he's the youngest. But since he's ruled by this Queen of Swords, that is the reason, he will always get with what he wants. He will always get away with a good response because he's really good at convincing people. And he's a diplomat as well, so he's no fool. He's not interested in fighting or competing with anyone, but he knows that he's really good with words, so he uses it with his advantage. And also I have the feeling that I don't know, Eric knows something about the group. It's like he knows everyone. Probably this is his moon in Scorpio. It seems like he knows everyone's weaknesses or secrets or something like that. And he keeps that information to himself. He doesn't talk about it, he doesn't give hints that he knows it, but his memory is amazing. And he is like waiting to use it for his advantage. So he's really smart. So let's go with New. Actually, New got the card of the Hermit. That it's the second, yes, it's the second major arcana here. And yes, it makes sense. Actually, New is the kind of artist. Actually, what he brings to the Boyz is that actually he's really comfortable with being by his own. Actually, he's not that sociable. I mean, he does play his part. He's play his role. He doesn't bother other people, but he just wants to be left alone. You know, he does his work. He's very reserved. You know, he doesn't like to share too much with people. You know, probably he does. We know that he does have a sort of friendship with some members more than the others, and it seems that he is the kind of person that has like a better relationship with others than with the whole group as a group. You know, he's a bit of an introvert, he's a bit shy, and he also is someone that he likes to practice on his own or by himself. So yes, he doesn't share that much. You know, he is like very secretive in the sense that it's not secretive the word. He's reserved. You know, he's professional. He dances. He does everything, but when it comes to himself, he retreats himself. You know, he's not that energetic. He doesn't have that desire to always be surrounded in groups. You know, he's more humble in that sense. So let's go with Hanyun. Hanyun actually got the king of he had the king of pentacles. So Hanyun Hanyun is a visionary. Hanyun has a lot of potential, a lot of potential. People don't sleep on Hanyun because he's going to surprise you all. He has a lot of potential, and he also has a lot of patience. He's someone that he's really patient. He's looking at the future and he's like, I know what I'm worth. Like, I know that I have all these good qualities. So just don't sleep on me. Like, don't take me for granted, because actually I know what I'm worth, and I know that I'm good at what I do. So I can see Hagnon like actually being working on himself or improving his skills and slowly trying to achieve a lot of things for himself. But he does also have a lot of pride in himself. He's someone that he just loves himself very much. He's not, yes, he does have confidence. And also because he's ruled by this earth element, it seems like Hanyun is very stable in his efforts as well. He's someone that he will show up, he will do his work, he will participate, but he will just be there quiet. You know, he knows what is required of him. You know, he doesn't need to be all over the top, because he knows that he's got it. You know, he knows that he's amazing. So the last one is Jacob. Jacob got the Four of Wands. So yes, Jacob also is ruled by this fire element, and at the same time, I believe that his rising is Leo. Jacob is a Gemini with a moon in Pisces, but I believe that he's a Leo rising. And I think that the Four of Wands, it's really nice because it's a kind of energy that is really fun. And it's all about, you know, like joining forces with others to keep the energy up, and probably to keep celebrating and to keep having fun. You know, the four, this is why this card is called completion, because these are the four wands that form like a square. And it's really nice because it talks about the union. So Jacob has the passion and has the kind of ability to join forces, you know. So he is really passionate about his role in the Boyz, and he doesn't complain. He's also someone that he's very prideful. He knows that he's talented, and he knows that he's essential in the group, but he just waits patiently, you know, like, okay, you summon me when you need me, I'll be there. You know, he's not dramatic at all. He's not the one that he's going to be like looking for extra attention. No, he just has fun in the process, you know, of being part of the group. So yes, guys, I'm going to leave it here because I have the feeling that this video is going to take a while to actually being able to edit it, because it's really long. So I hope that I didn't bore you. I hope that if you're a fan of the Boyz, that you can actually enjoy this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.